Well, for fans missing sports, there is light at the end of the tunnel for college athletics, and specifically college football. The SEC plans to allow athletes back on campus June 8th, and the Big 12 okayed football activities starting June 15th as part of a three-phase plan. Big 12 Commissioner Bob Bowlesby thinks college football will take place this fall, but has concerns about keeping fans safe if they are allowed to attend games.
How exactly do you go about encouraging people to go into stadiums again? And if you have to have social distancing, as others have said, that means you take a 80,000 seat stadium and it becomes a 20,000 seat stadium. Who gets in? Who has priority? How does the entry and exit take place? How do you manage the lines at the restroom? How do you manage the lines at the concession stand? As difficult as it is to disinfect a locker room or a weight room, can you imagine the Herculean task of disinfecting an entire stadium?
And while college football is getting ready to gear up, various professional sports have been navigating their new normal. Professional sports in the United States is slowly making its return. We've seen NASCAR, we've seen golf, and even UFC. But all of those sports were without fans. And Kansas City Chiefs head coach Andy Reid said it would be different not to have fans in the stands.
I mean, it doesn't feel like it makes sense to be without fans, but it's also part of what we would all have to deal with if that's the situation that it comes to. My hope is that we can get everybody back out there and we can have a stadium full of people and we can go and everybody can stay safe. And that's probably the most important thing. Well, it is the most important thing as we go forward.
The big concern for the upcoming season is, will players be fully ready to go? Without adequate time and practices, uncommon injuries are at a higher risk, and the overall play might suffer because of the limited availability.
You understand that injuries can go up if you're not working change of direction or being tugged on, like a running back would be tackled and he's got to pull through a tackle here with Achilles tendons and that. So those things end up being important, but from a pure football standpoint, it's your timing, your breaks, and the guys are still going to be competitive. They're going to do the best they possibly can do with whatever we give them, but it sure would help, I think, the injury area and also the game if we have a little build up to it.
So despite what has been a challenging offseason, Big Red has been pleased with how his team has responded and said that they're in a good place.
We've had 100% participation, and they're cranking. I mean, they're going, and I've been very happy with that, their approach to it. So far so good.
So we did have some sports competition today. Down in Florida, it was Tiger Woods, Peyton Manning, Phil Mickelson, and Tom Brady all played in a four-person charity golf game appropriately titled The Match, Champions for Charity, which raised $20 million for coronavirus relief. I'm not even a huge Tom Brady fan, but you have to check out this shot. Brady had been terrible until this happened. Brady holed out on 7, and he needed this shot because even in the rain, he looked bad enough to get grief from on-air golf superfan Charles Barkley. Then it would be Tiger Woods' turn, who would seal the win with this long putt, and that would lead to the new high five, which is the new forearm bump. So in the end, it will go down as a one-up win for Tiger Woods and Peyton Manning over Phil Mickelson and Tom Brady. Well, that's a look at sports. We'll be right back.